It's a Nevis to the regional and international diaspora. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning on Island T. Just to remind you, we are on your FM dial at 98.9. We are being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Just to remind you, if you wish to join in on the conversation or bring something pressing to the fore, our local number is 466-0989, and in the U.S., 1718-285-6984. I looked in my bag this morning and I said, okay, I think I put in the correct book. I was in the car. Something said, check the book. I said, no, I have to trust myself. I put in the correct book. I have the wrong book. So those are the only two numbers that I have memorized. I humbly apologize. Thank you for your understanding and your patience in advance. Quint, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm trying to be better than yesterday. And just to remind our listeners, we have Traffic Talk at 8:30 a.m. this morning. Just to begin our program on the local scene, we see Medal of Honor and Companion of the Star of Merit conferred to citizens for contributions to nation building. So congratulations to those citizens. I had the opportunity of speaking to some of their family members while they were leaving to return back to where they live around the world, and they were very proud of their family members, recipients, and I see local persons doing the same, posting their families who receive the medals and the stars. So congratulations. And then in other news, I see our Prime Minister. Yes, we love our Prime Minister. We are talking about him in a good light. So Dr. Drew visits Trinidad and Tobago as CARICOM chair. Prasad Besesser affirms commitment to the CARICOM bloc. We know there would be the upcoming heads of CARICOM meeting. It will be held here in St. Kitts. I think the last time it was held there was 2011, so it's going to be held here from February the 24th to the 27th. We are in February, so welcome to the new month. Remember, keep pushing for your goals and everything that you desire, and watch it all come through. In the region, I would like to just highlight Venezuela acting Prime Minister signs oil industry overhaul, easing state control to lure investors. I was going through social media on the weekend and I saw a little clip from the late Maurice Bishop, so I want to play that eventually. It says Grenada Revolution scared the USA, and then there's another headline, Grenada Prime Minister set deportee terms. On the international scene, Ukraine-Russia war, Zelensky says more peace talks confirmed as Moscow's temporary ceasefire ends. And I saw him in a clip apologizing to some of his constituents because apparently there was fires in terms of them doing what they normally do during conflict, and some persons lost their lives, some persons were injured. I see Israel continues to bombard the Gaza as well, and as they said, according to the reports from the Gaza, Israel has basically disobeyed the order over 1,000 times. I know at least 7 children were killed, some adults, I don't remember the amount, and some others were injured. So
Israel has not disobeyed any orders. Any orders were given?
When you say they haven't disobeyed?
Look.
Oh, you're being sarcastic?
Yeah.
Oh, because
look,
they were supposed to be ceasefire.
If it was us, you see how they come down on us? Oh, if you don't do this, you don't get citizenship. You
don't get visas.
But how many times has Israel been doing this? The world is implicit. The world is going along and hoping that by the end of this, all the Palestinians are wiped off.
And that's sad.
You see how the lashback when Trump said he was going for Greenland. You see the difference. You see how NATO and so went on. Okay.
So what's the difference over there? Because they have broken down at least 200 Palestinian properties, and when I tell you big properties, would they like somebody to go over in Israel and mash up their things?
Palestinians don't count, just like us as a black people. You think we count?
Absolutely not. And I see, you know what? Let me pull up Mr. Bishop. Let me pull up Mr. Bishop bright and early. I also saw Gregory send me something saying they release more Epstein files. Look, I cannot with them and those files.
I know,
and Nicki Minaj gets her golden card. She's just a sellout. She's just the worst right now. I don't understand her. I really don't get her, Quint. Okay, let me play this from
She's a
Mr. Bishop.
perfect she's a perfect example of
House slave.
be careful who you support, because I always supported her. I felt that she was a good rapper, whatnot.
And she
But
turned back and bite you in the.
can't believe I never would have thought in 1,000 years she'd
She would have
join the
done that.
Trump bandwagon.
She's not behaving right. She's cussing everybody out, even the Don Lemon. So, yeah.
95% of predominantly African origin our country. Reasons and excuses, some of them credible, some utter rubbish. There's an interesting one that we saw very recently in a secret report of the State Department. I want to tell you about that one, so you can reflect on that one. That secret report made this point, that Grenada is different to Cuba and Nicaragua, and the Grenada Revolution is in one sense even worse, I'm using their language, than the Cuban and Nicaraguan revolutions, because the people of Grenada and the leadership of Grenada speaks English and therefore can communicate directly to the people of the United States. But I want to tell you what that same report also said, and said that also made us very dangerous. And that is that the people of Grenada and the leadership of Grenada are predominantly black. They said that 95% of our population is black, and they had a correct statistic. And if we have 95% of predominantly African origin in our country, then we can have a dangerous appeal to 30 million black people in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's also Grenada spoke English. So Cuba and Nicaragua spoke Spanish. So they didn't have much of an appeal.
Yeah.
So
Look. Well, it's good to see that you're learning your history.
yeah, I'm getting into the thing because I actually, when I used to fly, right, every island I went to, once I had a layover time, I would go and peruse and find out new things, discover sites. And I actually went to the site where Maurice Bishop was executed. I actually placed my hand in the hole that they said this was the bullet that killed him, because it's still the basketball, what you call it, the pole is still erected. You see the bullet went through there, then it went through the wall, and I saw the various bullet holes that, as the person that took us around was explaining to us and stuff. So I had the opportunity of going there, in my mind, playing back what would have happened, thinking how people were ducking and all these things as the guide was telling us what was happening. So I've been there, I've done that, I've experienced it, I've heard a lot of things about him. I had the opportunity of being still in the airline industry when they renamed the Maurice Bishop Airport, because it was a Point Celine before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lived a
Well,
bit of it.
I'm glad you played that clip and you heard what he said about blackness.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hello, caller.
Good morning, you're live on Island
Good
T.
morning, guys. Good morning. How are you guys? It's good Monday morning.
Good.
You,
Good.
yourself?
I'm good. I am good. Thanks be to God. No. I see I just want to say kudos to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria. Kudos to them for standing up to the big bad bullies.
You mean Niger?
Yeah, Niger.
Okay, because I don't want them to say you're mixing up the two.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
For,
okay.
for standing up to the big bad bully, because I see now the bully want to have fresh talk. Can you imagine?
But you really think those gentlemen are gonna talk though?
Look me, if that young one there, the one that everybody after, I think he's gonna make sure. If there's anybody that I think is gonna stand up, it's gonna be him. He's gonna make sure that Africa gets what they deserve. I believe that. Kudos to them, because it's about time somebody stand up. Now I see now in our region, where I think it's St. Lucia, the Prime Minister come out and said that the students are no longer allowed to go to Cuba to go to school.
St. Lucia?
It's St. Lucia or St. Vincent, one of them. Down in our region.
I have to check. I didn't know that, Cleo. I didn't see that at all. I'm gonna check that out.
Let me see if I find it.
And tell me exactly where you find it. Wow.
I went into it on yesterday.
Don't worry about
Where they said that the students are not allowed to go to Cuba to study.
Dr. Joe.
So my thing is, I'm saying when they do that, when you go along with that, is America gonna give the students of the Caribbean free scholarship and things to come and study? I have a hard time believing that anybody in their right mind would agree to such nonsense.
But I see some students right now in Cuba concerned. I can't remember the island. I have to go back. I normally send these things to my phone once I find it. But the student is concerned because of the pending unrest in Cuba in terms of the U.S. So the student penned something to their country saying they're concerned about what's going to happen to them whilst they're, that's not...
And we all know, I mean, they have a right to be concerned, but we all know that this thing is just, America is doing this to put more pressure on the Caribbean.
Yeah, I see it, Cleo.
Bring your people home.
Yeah, I see that, Cleo. You're right. St. Lucia medical students can no longer study in Cuba as U.S. pressures force change. Wow.
Look, you see all the things they're doing? I keep telling people, know your history. Clear, you're not going to like to hear this. But back when they came, the colonialists came and they brought Christianity. This is what they did. They said, either take Christianity or you won't be able to get education, you won't be able to get food, you won't be able to get a lot of things. They forced it on our foreparents. And now we're seeing they haven't changed.
Boy.
But I can't imagine the Prime Minister agreeing to such nonsense, though. I mean...
But I could imagine him in one sense because remember the St. Lucians are down his back, Cleo, for the fact that they want visas. They want to go to the U.S. and they're basically losing it. So if this is one of the methods that he has to bow to, which I know some St. Lucian won't be happy because they probably had aspirations and goal to go to Cuba to study, to get their education and come back. So now this would be a blow for them. But for the majority that wants to go to the Big Apple,
but is a visa more important than the education? Well, education is wealth.
And that's what we know. But listen, I think the majority can pull for the visa, while the smaller population who has intentions to study can't afford it. That was a lucrative opportunity for them, are going to be disappointed, know their next...
But Cartencia, look at it, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine they're going to agree to something like that just to get visa. Yeah. And to get a visa right now, it's like 100 times harder than anything. Yep. Because even your very weight, even if you go there fat, if you go there looking overweight, right now the criteria, the person that is interviewing you can deny you just for your weight.
Yeah. And they don't want to deal with sick people. So imagine you don't have doctor to take care of your people go for a visa. Show them everything still to prove that they can take care of themselves. They have the insurance to go and give it to your doctors in the U.S. and you're still going to deny them because you're thinking they're going to stay longer and they might use some of your system. So it's just a lot.
Make sense.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on because now
I see... If they're doing that to St. Lucia, let's go to our island, our country, and the others. Do you think it's just St. Lucia alone they're requesting this?
Remember we spoke about Antigua. Antigua just brought in 119 Ghanaian nurses. I saw somebody was touting a picture the other day with the Ghanaian nurses in front of our treasury. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I didn't delve into that too much. But Gaston told us first that they're going to lean towards these nurses. So we knew, although everybody's saying, they're not, I don't know, I don't think it's saying anything yet. But all the others, we're not going to send them home. But slowly but surely they're sending the people home. And the Ghanaians are the replacement. But then Gaston also mentioned that if they too become a problem, because we see the U.S. now having problems with Africa, then it's a shutdown again for us, and we do not have the capacity to provide the medical care for our people. So when we gonna tell our people they can't go to Cuba no more and study, when a lot of our doctors, even our mayor prime minister, they say we like to talk about our prime minister, he's a Cuban trained doctor. It has not reached our shores as yet.
The same, exactly.
But it's gonna happen if he's going around and bullying the other small OECS islands.
Yeah, but when are the Caribbean leaders gonna stand up? When are they gonna grow up here and stand up?
That's
Because if you take away, it's this today. What's gonna be next tomorrow?
Boy.
When you started, Cleo, you said give kudos to Burkina Faso and Niger, and because you know why
they got a peer.
You know why they survived? They survived because they united. They realized the people were going to come after them, and they decided if you attack one, you attack all. They joined forces. Our Caribbean leaders cannot understand that. After
when
all
are they
this
going to
time,
wind up, though, Quint? Can they see the signs on the wall? Can they see what is happening? Don't they have eyes to see, or even foresight to even see, Lord, beyond tomorrow?
it's sad to say, but maybe being puppet is in their DNA.
Oh boy.
You know.
No, boy. Oh dear.
Because if to fight and be strong and to unite is in your DNA, somehow it will come out.
Yep.
But if there's puppetry and coward in you, it's gonna come out, and it's gonna reign predominant. It's not nice to say. I hope that isn't the case. I hope somewhere along the line they realize Europe and Canada and Australia and those other places are uniting. Burkina Faso, Niger, and unite, and now you hear you want to talk to them. They united against the Greenland thing, and you see that he pulled back on that. But our Caribbean leaders, they just kneel and crawl and lick your boots. That's what they do.
I mean, they need to take their hand out of their pockets and the eye out of their bank books, because you see, like, all they focus on is on reaching themselves. So when they come out of power, they're millionaires and billionaires, and they don't care about the repercussion of the citizen and the country. I mean, come on. And it's time now that you said, look, enough is enough. Time for us to band together. United we stand, divided we fall. Wake up. I mean, how far can you bend? You can only limber, but so far.
Well, you're a praying person, right? So keep praying.
God help us.
That's all I can say.
I'll call back. I'll give somebody else a chance.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
But look, hold on. The officers are here, yeah, Quinn?
One is here, but
Cuba has been a cornerstone for educating St. Lucian doctors and for decades. Cuba has been a cornerstone for educating St. Lucian doctors and medical professionals. However, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre revealed at the Second World Congress on Racial and Ethnic Health Disparities that shifting geopolitical pressure from the United States has forced a change. He stated that local students can no longer do their medical studies in Cuba.
But we have a big problem. Many of our doctors got trained in Cuba, and now the great United States have said we can't do that any longer. This is a major problem that I have to face. Some of my colleagues have already taken a position and banned them. So most of our health, most of our doctors, most of them, am I right though? Yeah, 1, 2, Cuba 2? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 of our best doctors here are trained in Cuba. And now they also have Cubans who come over to work, right? So the American government has said that we can't even train them in Cuba. So I have a major issue, man.
Congress Chair Professor Sir Cato Lorenzen stated that there are ways to navigate the international pressures being brought to bear on St. Lucia's healthcare system. He pointed to successful initiatives at the University of Connecticut's Cato T. Lorenzen Institute as a roadmap. Two specific programs already making an impact, named the St. Lucia Just Us Moving, which focuses on fitness and healthy lifestyles, and St. Lucia Just Us Making Produce.
All
Yeah.
right. We
Im-
just
im-
wanted
im-
that part.
Imagine him saying, the great United States tell us
We can't.
we can't. In a democracy. This is what I keep telling people. Because of our comfort level, our freedom is threatened. At what point will you stand up? They will take more and more. Imagine them telling you what you can do. I thought you were supposed to be independent and sovereign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning, Prince.
Good
Yeah, good
morning.
day.
The lady before was speaking to not getting a visa. But you see, the thing is, it's deeper than a visa system. If and when they decide to, which they may not, they're only threatening. If they decide to put an embargo on the Caribbean, it will be a very strong chokehold. We'll not be able to trade or do anything outside of the Caribbean area. We might not even be able to trade in the Caribbean. Because if I need to buy something out of Barbados, or buy something out of Trinidad, I definitely will have to go through the SWIFT system, which that is located in New York. Once I do any money transfer, wire transfer, that money will have to go to New York and then come back to Trinidad or Barbados or China or Japan or whatever it is. And so that is how the system is. Now, the European nation outside of, away from the U.S., are trying to see if they could find ways of managing outside of that. Africa then is somewhat different because it's a one plane, it's a continent. And so for us to do something, we'll have to do it somewhere physically, but electronically, it probably will be very difficult to do so, to transfer, to collect funds and so on, because when it comes to purchasing, most people need to have their money up front because sometimes someone might send the goods and the person who receives the goods might decide not to pay. But if they have their money, which is of a certain limit, of a certain step up of trust, then the goods normally will arrive sometime after. But it's very difficult because agriculture is the thing that we know, and we have shift way, way far from that. We know what happened to Haiti. Haiti was forced to buy into the cheap rice, and Haiti used to grow rice, and Clinton apologized for that by stating that after they came up with the WFO, World Food Organization, Haiti had to buy cheap rice. No, they don't produce a thing. So it's a difficult situation. The ministers of the leaders have to think about the people.
But caller, this is what we've been saying. Recently, sometime last year, you were hearing about going digital and that kind of stuff. And we heard some ads about it. You could imagine if we were completely digital?
Oh, we'll be dead. We'll be dead. When they say, as a matter of fact, when they say jump, you just have to say, how high? Is this high enough? And so on. But that is the way the situation is right now. Until these fellows are able to come up with something to work around these issues, we're in serious trouble. If one day,
you see that
if one week, if 1 week traffical don't show up at our shows, our supermarket is in trouble.
But that
start scrambling.
Isn't that what we've been saying to our leaders over and over? Isn't that
We're
what
saying
we've
that
been?
to our lead.
Isn't
Listen,
that?
we're saying that to our I don't even want to call them leaders. I say our servant because the word minister means servant.
But you can't call them servant because they are not serving. So you can't.
Well,
I agree. I agree. It's hard to call them leaders, but you can't call them. You definitely can't call them servants.
You got to call them something. But in my view, my view is that I'm not the leader. Nobody vote for me. Nobody wouldn't even give me. They wouldn't even look at me twice. Never mind once. The thing is, what happened is that to me, I feel like the politicians who are elected
should go to the people. Go to the people and have a discussion with your people. Say exactly off your shoulder what you're thinking.
Caller, we're gonna have caller, we're gonna have to break. Caller, we're gonna have to break because we're the
yes, thank
police
you.
are here.
Thank you, Quinn.
Yeah, so
You can always call back afterwards.
yeah, we're gonna have to break, take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean. Keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Just about 35 minutes after the hour of 8. And in the studio with us, we have Constable Bell as we begin traffic talk. So Constable Bell will go just about 5 minutes after the hour of 9, just to give you back the time. So welcome to today's traffic talk program, and please listen keenly to the officer.
Usually the officer gets back his time, so don't just say no problem. Go ahead.
So please listen to the officer keenly. Quint had to put in a disclaimer, so I'm happy he did that. So listen to Officer or Constable Bell clearly. If you don't understand, this is where you call in and ask him the question. And while he's answering the question, please listen so that you can grasp what he is saying. So Constable Bell, take it away.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Well, after last week's show, we had a little complaint or misunderstanding. So the considerations that I pointed out, I stated that they are nothing that were in law approved by the licensing authority. But persons misunderstood and said they thought I'm saying that the laws pertaining the windscreen are nothing approved by the licensing authority. So I just want to clear up that. The laws for the windscreen, they were approved and gazetted. Okay? The considerations from the licensing authority are what are not approved by the licensing authority. Okay?
They're just considerations.
Yes. I also want to remind persons that the grace period for the cracked windscreen would have ended last year. The last day of last year, which would have been the 31st of December 2025. Now, we had the meeting with the inspectors who, pointed out some valid suggestions and points to consider, which we are doing, and we encourage persons, if your vehicle windscreen was damaged after that grace period, to report it to the traffic department. If it's an accident, that accident must be reported. The police officers will take their pictures of the damages and they would record their damages in the accident register. So whenever you're coming to the traffic department, you would have already went and seek to purchase a new windscreen if the windscreen is excessively damaged over the length. I also said it was 1.5 inch the other day, but it's actually 6 inches. So I just want to make that clear to the public. However, if it's beyond the limit, but we can still, make some exceptions for the vehicle to still continue using the road, they will have to come to the traffic department for that vehicle to be inspected, because the inspectors would have failed the inspection. So you would have to come to traffic department for us to physically examine that vehicle and make our decision. If the vehicle is way over the limit, shattered, broken, we cannot and we will not grant you permission to continue use of that vehicle. I also want to say I was as recently informed, like 5 minutes ago before the show started, from my supervisor. He's actually out at a VCP right now, Sergeant Maguire. So that is why he's not here. Vehicles are already being impounded.
Wow.
What is a VCP?
Vehicular checkpoint.
Oh, I'm old, so I don't know those stuff.
Yes.
Can't you come in when you're old enough, because you're old.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clear up that. I don't want the public to misunderstand me, even though I feel, some people understand what they want, when it's convenient for them.
Of course, we're humans.
Yes,
We're going to work it. We must get through one of us must get through, right?
Yes, so we encourage persons to come and report, the damages to the traffic department. We will not entertain anyone who come and report the broken windscreen incident 30 days after the occurrence. We will not entertain that. I
had a question for you last week, because someone asked, what if you can go ahead until I find that question, but I think they asked if it was damaged. Let me I got it right here. What if a windshield was broken as a result of a mishap, such as a ball broke it, or an incident at home where something fell on it? Is the owner expected to report the accident to the authorities?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's why I stated it's not just accidents or incidents. They report it to us. If it's a criminal matter in terms of malicious damage, you must report that. If it's just of an, maybe the kids are home playing,
and the ball
hit the windscreen, you don't have to make a police report for that, but you report it to us, for us to come.
Us as in traffic
department, or any police station that is close. They can always relay the information to the traffic department. But once they can come, and it's evident that, yes, this vehicle was just damaged, because persons can be malicious also, They can have a vehicle home down with the windscreen cracked all the time, and, they listen in the radio program and they walk out, hey, I'm going to call the police now and say this just happened, So even though we try to work with people, we know the backlash that we could get. So that's why we have to, after we educate the public, enforce in such a way that we lose one way, but we're going to win this other way.
Oh boy.
It's not really a game.
Yeah.
But
understood.
You cannot just, take the police for a ride. you know.
Got you.
We have, just as we have to go to other person's policy when we go to their business places, we have laws and regulation.
There was the next question. If an incident took place on private property, does that have to be reported to the authorities? For example, 2 vehicles in a Rams complex.
Rams complex.
Two vehicles
Once
in
the
a Rams.
public has access to that area, it becomes a public place.
Okay. So it must be reported as
Yes.
well.
Once
Okay.
the public is granted access to that area.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, those
For
are the two
example,
questions.
you
from
may
last week.
you may have your private house, but once you allow the public to have access to that area, it's now become a
Public area. Okay. Got you.
So, parking lots doesn't matter. Accidents are accidents. Because at the end of the day, that person still would want some kind of compensation. So what are they going to do? Work it out amongst each other?
Do you recommend that though?
No.
Okay. Got you.
I have witnessed it, especially working at traffic. You know, you go to traffic accidents and persons have the most, they're very low. Yeah, man, I'm going to take care of it. That easy, small thing. And then that small thing has to end up reaching the court because they start ignoring the person now. They claim they're not working. They can't do this, they can't do that. But they had a lot of mouth on the scene. So I don't try to encourage persons to, report it to the police. Even if you guys could work it out after, you do that and you put it in writing.
Okay.
So word of mouth is not good enough. You put it in writing, go to your could sign with an independent witness, and then we could move forward from there.
Okay.
Okay? It's not everything because it's worked out amongst peer means that that's it from the police end. For example, you may get in an accident and yes, you compensated the person, but the manner in which you drove was reckless to the public. So the police has to consider that too. So not because you may have money to compensate the person means you get away scot-free. No. You still have to deal with the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act.
Okay.
Okay. And
But I've heard instances where people worked out things and you thought it had been worked out, but then
yes, because they just come with word of mouth. But
Yeah.
you see, if you come with something more in writing that stands a better ground,
I've heard a
more of
lot of
contract
individuals.
agreement.
I've heard a lot of individuals who drive and got in accident complain that they verbally agreed to things and then the other person just reneged.
Yeah, it didn't do what they were supposed to.
Yes, so I'm here trying to look for the actual topic for us today.
It's not coming up.
I think
I have it
sent
pulled up.
you-
Vehicle license.
Yes. hold
Okay, I have it pulled up already.
on. Okay, I have it. Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, our topic for today is really vehicle licensing. You have e-services, transfer of ownership, licensing fees, replacement of vehicle license, overview of vehicle license. Now I'm going to read out the purpose of this. It's saying it's a Nevis Licensing Authority, Traffic Department of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force is tasked with the responsibility of administering driver and vehicle licensing and is empowered under the Traffic Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 15.06. The licensing authority works closely with the Inland Revenue Department, which issues both driver's license cards and vehicle decals after payment of the appropriate fees. To drive within the Federation, the driver of a vehicle must obtain a driver's license. A permanent driver's license is issued for 3 years, while the temporary license has a duration of 3 months or 1 year. It is illegal to drive a motor vehicle without a valid and unexpired license. An individual must be at least 16 years of age to be licensed to drive a motorcycle. All other vehicles require a minimum age of 18 years. There may be other restrictions relating to specific classes of vehicles, meaning even though you're 18 and you have a driver's license, that doesn't mean you can drive any vehicle.
Yeah.
You have to obtain the appropriate class. I think last year we touched on that. I think next week, once time permit me, I could come back and, touch on the different classes
Of license. Excuse me, losing my voice there.
Yes. Okay, let me see where. Vehicles are licensed for a maximum period of 1 year, and the renewal date is dependent on the last digit of the license plate. Now, you realize the month just started. Persons with vehicle numbers ending with 1 should have already licensed their vehicles. Yes, well, today's the second.
Yeah.
Yes. So at least Friday, because the Inland Revenue Department was
Don't
closed
work on
over the
Saturday.
weekend.
Yep.
So everyone should have already went to the Inland Revenue Department to license their vehicle Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's for persons who are driving their vehicles with a number ending with 1. Also, while we're on that, we are aware that sometimes we have vehicles with mechanical problems that, will be off the road for a time. So you may work out, hey, I'm not driving my vehicle right now because it's off. So even though it's ending with a 1, I'm not going to license the vehicle. Fine. You must report it to the traffic department, however.
Mm-hmm. And how long do those who have vehicles ending in 1 that are mechanically down, how much time do they have to report to the traffic department before charges are added to their licensing fees?
Before the next month completed.
So February 28th. Yes. I don't know what date it falls on, so don't get me, but common sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you come, there's a form that you fill out. We understand some persons may not be on island. They can notify us via the email, trafficsk@police.kn. I would have to verify Nevis traffic's information. But however, they can also send it to the trafficsk@police.kn, and we can always relay the information to the appropriate stations. You come in, you fill out the form, you inform us that your vehicle is not roadworthy right now. So by the time you're ready to now go and license that vehicle because the problem is fixed, you can obtain a waiver from the traffic department when you go to the Inland Revenue to waive the late fees. I think though the waiver is only the maximum is only up to 11 months.
Okay.
Yes.
So your vehicle has to be up and running by the
time
time it's ready to
I
be
can
licensed.
always come back and verify. But the last time I had that conversation with Miss Donnelly Liber Chiverton, she said the waiver would have only been up to 11 months.
Okay.
Now, we find that while we're on this topic too, because this topic could be wide, we find that a lot of persons selling vehicles. I might have had a vehicle home for 4 years, can't get it fixed, haven't licensed it. Someone came and they was like, hey, I got some parts for that vehicle, I want to buy that vehicle. Now, that person who is inquiring to buy that vehicle must ask the previous owner, 1, how long the vehicle would have been down. How long haven't that vehicle been licensed? Because now if they, and you can also ask if they have already reported it to the traffic department, because now after that person have obtained new ownership, when they go to the Inland Revenue Department, they have to pay all those late fees. And if it was not reported to the traffic department, we cannot
do
anything about it. Persons wait until when they go to Inland Revenue Department now to license the vehicle and they get these late fees, they now run up to the traffic department expecting us to just get up and give them a waiver. So persons with their vehicles that are down and are due for licensing, please report it to the traffic department. If your vehicle ends with a 1 and you know you haven't licensed your vehicle, keep off the road. Keep off the road.
A word to the wise is enough.
Catch an Uber, catch a bus, beg a lift, go to the Inland Revenue Department, pay to license your vehicle. If your vehicle is insured, and you're now taking it for inspection, but the vehicle is not licensed, you can obtain permission to move an unlicensed vehicle, but that vehicle must be insured. Okay?
So how do you get this permission? Do you call the traffic department?
You have to come to the traffic department.
But no, how I driving there and I ain't got no license?
No, you get a lift, you get an Uber.
Oh,
because you chose
Okay.
to wait until that vehicle is now not licensed
Okay.
to try to get it inspected. Normally you go and you get your inspection done before the time has passed, so you could have your vehicle licensed before it is expired.
Yes, sir.
Some people claim time is against them.
Yeah.
So in that unfortunate situation, you now have to make sacrifice. You get a lift, as I said. Somehow, however, with a bus or get to the traffic department with your insurance information, and they will grant you that permission. But that permission is only for 2 hours.
Or
maximum.
just to take the car to inspect to get your license. Okay.
Anywhere you want to reach in St. Kitts, you could get within 2 hours.
But if we gone on Monday when Inland Revenue line long and I had parked the car over in the parking lot.
No, you ain't going in Inland Revenue. Yeah. You're going to get your vehicle inspected.
Oh, so once I'm done, get to inspect the car back home?
Once your vehicle is inspected, all you have to go to the Inland Revenue Department with is your insurance.
Yeah, but then what if it take me the 2 hours because the line was long? I'm just being the devil's advocate.
After you inspected your vehicle, you drive, so I don't think your inspection is going to take you 2 hours.
No, that's not the part.
Yes,
that happened.
But that's what I'm saying. After you inspected your vehicle, you still have some time left on that 2 hours.
But yeah, understanding the line might be long.
You park in town, it doesn't matter how long the line is, because when you come out of the Inland Revenue Department, your vehicle would have already been licensed.
Okay, so I put down my sticker and I go my way. Okay, I got to go. I just want to make sure,
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, so I think that is enough time, and we don't grant any time after 4 p.m.
Okay.
Because that's the normal business period between 8 and 4 p.m.
Okay, so I hope folks are listening.
You trying to move your vehicle for inspection purpose after 4 p.m. That's a bogus.
Okay.
Don't bother with that.
All right, so 8 to 4.
Yes. So.
Okay.
And it's Monday to Friday. Sorry.
Well, if that comes Saturday, the salt,
Yes, because
there's
no licensing done on the weekend, so that means your vehicle is gonna still remain on the road unlicensed if we grant you that permission.
All right.
So back to the licensing. So 1 is for January, meaning your vehicle is licensed until the ending of January with your vehicle number plate ending with 1. 2, February. 3, March. 4, April. 5, May. 6 June, 7 July, 8 August, 9 September, 0 October. A lot of people say, oh, my vehicle ended with a 0, I got till the end of December. No. You have till the end of October.
Okay. What numbers are for November and December? There's none? Oh, so everybody's licensed between January and October?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay.
Yes. We stop vehicles during December, November, the vehicle ending with 0, and they was like, my vehicle license still I got till the end of December. That's why I choose a 0. Because they feel like they have this this grace period between October and December.
Wow.
I really don't know who would have educated them with that.
Oh, wow. So, folks, 0 is October, all license ending October.
Yes.
Okay.
So, vehicle licensing is between January and October.
All right. A person's going to be pulled over today if they don't have their stickers on?
Yes.
Okay.
And to remind persons also, even though you go to the Inland Revenue Department and license your vehicle and got the sticker, if it's not being displayed on the windscreen.
Yeah, worry about Quint at all. Quint doesn't drive.
So if Quint don't put on his license sticker on the vehicle, it doesn't matter if it's licensed. That's failing to display the license sticker.
Okay.
Okay.
So, folks, please.
It seems as if the cop wants to lock me up.
Even though you're walking, right?
I don't, you know.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'm just going to run through the main stuff because, time. You have different fees that you go and you pay at the Inland Revenue Department. I'm not aware of much, but I would give the fees for them still. The conductor's license, that's $37.50.
And what is a conductor's license?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not too aware.
I wonder if that, I know conductors are normally the people that collect the money in the back of the bus, but we don't have is that, anyways. We'll get back to that another
Yes,
time.
I could always go and research and come back in more details with them.
Okay.
Registration of any motor vehicle or trailer, $60 to $50. These are the registration fees, not the licensing fees.
Yeah.
I also have the licensing fees. I would have to check that on another PDF.
Okay.
Transfer of license or change of ownership, $60 to $50. And while we're on this, people are going to the traffic department, they're doing change of ownerships, but they're not going to the Inland Revenue Department to finalize those change of ownerships. After you have completed your change of ownership, the paper and the ladies at the front desk, they always tell the persons you have 7 days to go to the Inland Revenue to pay, to finalize the transfer of ownership.
Who pays? The new owner?
The new owner.
Okay.
If that person does not go to the Inland Revenue Department, the vehicle remains in the previous owner's name.
So they can come at any time and
Legally.
take it back. Okay.
Legally.
All right.
And we are finding now that person, they do the change of ownership and they don't go to Inland Revenue to pay. And now they're trying now to sell that vehicle that they have bought to somebody else.
It's not theirs.
It's not theirs.
Yeah.
But they're going to say, but I came and I did the change of ownership.
But you
Yes,
have
it
to-
would be there, but it's not finalized.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if that 7 days has passed and you did not go to the Inland Revenue to make that payment, you have to go back to the traffic department for that to be re-stamped. And that can be frustrating for the officers in the office also, because they make sure tell you that before you leave.
Yeah, 7 days.
You have 7 days that you must go to the Inland Revenue Department to make a payment to finalize the transfer of ownership.
Okay.
Amendment of vehicle registration number 6250. Amendment to the name on driver's license $31.25. Amendment to learners License authorization, $31.25. Change of color, change of vehicle color, 60 to 50. So if you bought a black vehicle, for some reason you feel like, hey, I don't like this color, you want another color, that's your right. However, when you do that, you must carry your vehicle for inspection. The inspection is going to upload the new color, the new information for that vehicle, and you must go to the Inland Revenue Department.
So we don't have to come to traffic at
No.
all? Okay. All right.
The inspection is going to upload in the system.
Okay.
So when Inland Revenue now
Sees it,
they will make the adjustments, and that you will take to your insurance to update your insurance information, because your insurance might say a black Honda CRV. It's what they insured.
Yeah.
But now you got in an accident with a red Honda CRV. Contrary to the insurance policy.
Yeah. Very contrary. Two
But
different colors.
These small pointers, these small issues, what we would think is small could be major.
Okay.
And people are not taking these things serious, especially when it comes to the transfer of ownership. We have that problem all the time. Persons come boasting. They come with the people to sell their vehicle, and then they're so embarrassed, like nothing is in the system in your name. If you check the change of the transfer of ownership with vehicle registration, we can see that something was done in terms of you guys came to the traffic department, but you did not pay to finalize it. So it's like all you did was put your item in the cart.
Yeah,
You didn't complete the order.
Yeah. You can put it in simpler terms. And it's funny enough that we have this topic today, because yesterday while I was at work, I heard someone talking about that, like over 5 years now, the person ain't changed the name of the vehicle. And when you said it today, I'd be like, wait, deja vu. But then I realized, wow, look how the world works. By passing, I heard a little bit of the conversation, and now we're having this conversation today.
And another issue is persons are accepting vehicles from people. They're making transactions, they're buying vehicles from people without coming to the traffic department to do the proper change of ownership. That person would have gotten their money, and then after a period of time now, they're trying to come to the traffic department to get the vehicle registered. And the person who they bought the vehicle from is either ignoring them, the person done gone overseas. So you spent your money for a vehicle which was sold to you, but you have no legal rights to it.
Boy, that one's a hard one.
And if that person wants to be malicious to you, they can be. Because in our system, we have a registered owner.
They can take it back.
So now you would have to take your own legal proceedings with whatever proof you can prove that you made a transaction to try to see what you can get done. And that's more fees and expense on you.
Exactly.
So persons, you want to buy a vehicle, yes, you go, you test run it, you do whatever you have to do. If you're satisfied, you want to buy your vehicle, before you do any transaction, please go to the traffic department and do the transfer of ownership or the registration. If you're going to be paying down on the vehicle, you guys can go and add your name to the vehicle, just as if you take a vehicle from Hosford or TDC. Your name will be on the vehicle. Also, it would be TDC or Hosford until you pay it off. When you pay it off, they will send a notarized letter to say, hey, we no longer have any interest in this vehicle, and we wish for our name to be removed, and that vehicle will be solely in that person's name now. Okay, so if persons don't understand exactly what I'm saying, try to seek some sort of legal advice before spending these, because I know nobody right now is buying a proper vehicle. A proper,
When you say proper, you mean a brand new?
Well, it might not be brand new, but in new condition still.
Okay.
Mint condition.
Mint condition, okay.
They're not going to buy a proper vehicle for less than $20,000.
Okay.
And no one right now can just get up. Well, I would not say no one. Majority of the population cannot just get up right now.
I'll go back.
And just said, hey, see $20,000 here.
Yeah.
You would either have to go to a loan, go to a bank for a loan, have someone assist you, or spend majority of your savings to purchase that vehicle. So when you're making these transactions, make sure you go to the proper channel. If you're not aware of certain things, it's okay to ask questions. I don't think if you go to the traffic department or the inland revenue department to ask a question, they would tell you, don't ask me nothing. So as much as we are here to enforce, we are here to educate also.
All right.
Okay?
All right. So anything else to say before it's time for us to wrap up?
Yeah, I realize the time is it? Well, not really. I just want to remind persons the windscreen law is gazetted and approved by cabinet and the licensing authority. What I stated that was not approved by the licensing authority are the considerations to allow persons to continue the use of their windscreen if it's cracked beyond what the law states. Okay? Those are just some discretions the police will try to have with the general public in those unfortunate situations. That's it.
You have a caller.
Oh, we have a caller. Okay. Caller, go ahead for Constable Bell. Good morning.
Good morning, Katensi, and good morning, Quinn, and the good policeman outlining a lot of important things. And he's learning the job very sharp. Officer?
Yes, sir.
Officer, we at the Circus University have seen a lot of drivers coming across Liverpool Road, and they're just driving straight. They're going around the clock, and somebody gone dead, Somebody gone dead right down there. Somebody gone dead right down there, because the other night a Spanish come across there and just drive straight and drive down by the stoplight, and it's very dangerous. And I will always blame her, because sometime at night time I close down the station and go home and walk till 12 o'clock. It's after 12 you see the nonsense in the country, where everything's a breakdown in the country. Not at all once jam down around, Because I don't bash who I supposed to bash. That traffic department supposed to look into give us 24-hour service. Have a good morning, Quentin Cotencio and the officer.
Thank you, Jam Down.
Thank you, caller.
I do that. Just
I know,
come down.
I know where he means. Majority are the road users. They know how to use that road, because on a regular you would see how the traffic is supposed to be directing in that area, even without a police. So whoever do that are the lawless drivers, the malicious drivers who will drive down a one-way street. They will make a no right turn. They will make a right turn in a no right turn area.
Yeah.
So just as they would make those turns in that area, we have persons who go through no entry areas, go through no right turn, no left turn, stuff like that. So it's just for us to catch those persons in the act, or get people from the public, to get that. Just as they would get out the phone in time to tape if the police is having a fight with somebody, or anybody is fighting, get it in such a quick time. You see these things happen, you try to utilize the phone to do that too, and you forward it to the police, and we can always prosecute these people. For us to have a police there 24/7. It's a real strain. You can't have police everywhere. Because yes, if a police is there 24/7, nobody's going to do anything there. They're going to find somewhere else to go and break the law.
Yeah.
They only take these chances because they don't see somebody there.
Or they
Let
know you're not there.
let me ask a question because I'm not sure if I understood Jam Down properly. Does the police station close?
Does the police station close?
Because he said something about close up and gone home. So
I don't. Once you're working, you're supposed to be at the station, or if you're not at the station, you're on the road.
no.
Is he
Let me ask it this way.
Do we have a closing time?
Yes.
No.
Oh, because I was wondering because I would think that whenever a crime happens, one should be able to walk through those doors.
The only thing that we have closed are like departments, and they would be on call still.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
but to open, for example, the administrative part of the traffic department will not be accessible to the public after a certain timing. But if an accident happened, there must be officers to respond to that.
Okay, gotcha.
You know?
I meant the doors, the big police doors.
No.
because the reason I ask that is because I remember when I was a young and a troublemaker, right? And I would be on the bench, and no matter what time of the night or whatever, people would be coming in there, right?
Yes.
So I was wondering if we've gone back, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
But what I think he's trying to say is because he's not seeing any police there, you know, the police is sleeping. But the police may be elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, but I understand what he's saying, you know, but if persons, you know, could capture these things when they're happening, you know, that could help us. Or even if they get a timing and they figure out, well, it might have cameras in the area, you could try check the cameras around this time, whatever. We could try and, you know, but to come and complain or criticize after the fact,
what Jam Down should do is when he see those things, if he could get the license number, that'll be good. Because if they were to bring the license, if they were to bring the license number, even a day after, let's say, would you all be able to follow up on the individual?
Yes, once we have footage or you know the appropriate facts. To prosecute the person, we could.
That might be kind of hard. Though,
That's
you're gonna have to see them coming across and badge the whole thing. You can't take the number after the fact and say they did that. Okay, I hear you.
Yes, I hear you. As much as we have to serve the public has to understand that the service comes with a lot of challenges.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it.
Yes.
All right, Constable Bell, always a pleasure having you in. I hope what he said today was clear, and if you don't have clarity, you can always call the traffic department. And you said they can send the email to trafficsk@police.kn.
Yes.
Yeah, I have another caller. Let's see if we could squeeze that in.
Okay, caller, go ahead for Constable Bell. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning, Constable. That's a good shot across the bow. To always be in tune to get the public to work with the police.
Yes.
And not merely the police working for the public, because the police cannot do it by themselves. And as long as they get the public on board, that is the way to go. And so if you separate yourself from the public and say, I'm the police and I am this and I am that, no, you're not going to get anything work. If you work for the public and the public work with you, you will get your job done more efficient and more effective.
Yes.
Thank you for your improvement. You come a long way.
Thank you, sir.
You're doing fine.
Thank you, sir.
And your explanation is very good.
We might soon be calling him Inspector, you know what I'm saying?
But he's very articulate.
Man. He has a bright future ahead of him, man.
Yes. Your presentation is good. Sometimes a little nasty, but don't worry. Mix and match. You'll get over that. And wherever you falter, you come back and you fix it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for trying and making an effort. Have a good day.
Yes,
all right, you too. Thank you. I see somebody have a fender bender up 40 minutes ago. Persons, please drive safe as we close Traffic Talk. No ways far. I saw a lot of little fender benders over the weekend. Come on. Stop having to pay spend out unnecessary monies.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Grab a Vitamalt, a natural, non-alcoholic malt drink packed with health, energy, and vitality. Vitamalt contains important B vitamins. Do you want a healthy lifestyle? Then grab a Vitamalt now. Vitamalt takes care of you.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us. Build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Better prices, better quality. Check Brown. Better shopping for you. Best value for your money. Check Brown. Better prices, better than the rest. Brown's the good food people. At Brown to get the best.
And it's just about 90 minutes after the hour of 9. And as I mentioned earlier, the Grenada Prime Minister set deportee terms. I have a little clip here with him saying what he needs in order for this agreement to go through. So here goes.
Government has drawn a firm line on the repatriation of deportees from the United States. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, speaking after a cabinet meeting, insisted that any agreement must require the U.S. to pay for direct flights and resettlement of deportees.
That's the point of it. It's not just the desire. You have to have the resources to pay for it. You have to have the resources to host them. And I'm saying part of the discussion is, obviously, we are not going to take people and pay for them. So part of the MOU here will have to be, obviously, the United States footing the bill. If they are unable or unwilling to foot the bill, then obviously it's not going to happen because we don't have the capacity to foot the bill.
Mitchell also stressed that only able-bodied, skilled, and law-abiding individuals would be considered for relocation, if and only if the U.S. covers all associated costs. Meanwhile, with an expanded workforce required for future economic growth, Grenada is prepared to sign the agreement with the U.S. to accept third-country deportees.
So if there are people who are closer to home and who, in the current circumstances, don't need any visas, and if the U.S. government is prepared to pay for a direct flight to bring them to Grenada, and if we are satisfied that they're able-bodied, fit, no criminal records, no criminal background, they have the skill sets in areas that we need. Let's take nursing or elderly care or any of those areas, and there's an opportunity to get some of that, then sure, we will welcome it.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Joseph Andel announced that the government is prepared to sign a non-binding agreement with the United States to accept deportees from third countries.
We are not bound. We do not have any legal commitment to any of the things. So we are at the exploratory phase. When we do sign the MOU, we now get into the nitty-gritty. For example, the Prime Minister just touched on the last point the PM made regarding housing. We're obviously not going to incur expenses to help somebody else solve their problem.
He emphasized that Grenada is under no obligation to accept anyone it does not wish to, and no one can be forced on the country if they do not meet the required criteria.
Madam Speaker, I take it I can take my...
I still maintain that the Caribbean leaders should get together and hold one head on whatever they're going to do. That young man, I still must commend him because, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him. He's one of the youngest, if not the youngest leader in the Caribbean. He has stood up on an issue before, and he's now at least we don't hear the others. You understand? At least he's stating his case and saying, look, it's not just open the floodgates and whatnot, but I still feel that the Caribbean leaders should get together and especially our leader being the head of, you know, the representation forum, you know, admonish the others to get together and come together as one head. You understand?
The fact that our leader had talks recently with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago that were basically making fun of those of us that were on the list. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to hear how that conversation went and if there were any apologies for things that were said that pertain not only to us but to everybody else that's on the list.
I won't even go there with that because Bessessa, she's going to have to go a hell of a long way to prove that we can have any sort of a faith in her. I don't have any whatsoever, but I'll just leave it there. Hello, caller.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning again, guys.
Hey.
No, to the tape that you were just playing, I give that young Prime Minister his props. You know, like it seems like you're gonna take the young people. To stand up because then it seems like the older ones, it's like they're just ready to fall.
Yeah.
I felt so saddened by the statement that the caller after me, you know, he made. All we have to do is when they say jump, ask how high. I mean, that's a sad place to be.
You know, I agree.
It's like you have no power.
No.
Remember, you're the one who's giving them your power.
But do you see, Cleo, the same story that you told me about that I went and pulled up? Do you see how the Prime Minister sounds nervous even when he's speaking in his laugh? Because it's like he's in my mind, he's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do?
But that's because, again, they're doing it individually, you see?
Oh, boy.
Exactly. They're doing it individually, Quint. And the thing about it is that they just, as Mr. Matma always say, going along to get along. When are you going to exert your right and stand up? Maybe if you stand up, you stand up, maybe you could see how far they plan to go. But if you just fall to everything.
You see what the young guy is doing? He's playing a bit of diplomacy there. He's saying, okay, you're going to send them, you're going to foot the bill. You know, I would say I would have gone so far as to say you're going to foot the bill for the rest of their life when they come here. You understand? until they can prove that there are some gainful, you know, aspects that we can get from them and they can do otherwise. You're going to finance them. You're going to feed them. You're going to whatever. You know.
If you don't stand up. That means you're gonna continue. They're gonna the more you let somebody take away your rights, the more they're gonna take because they realize I could push you around, and we keep saying it's like that America is the end it all. Like we cannot survive without America. Why do we put that concept in our head? Why do we allow people to think they have that much control over us that we cannot survive? If America don't, we just won't eat.
Well, we
brag. We have fertile soil. We need to shut up.
Cleo, we won't eat. We won't eat, Cleo, because remember those infamous words from our Minister of Agriculture when someone asked him about certain things, and he said you can't give away the people's trade secret. You understand? So they've been forcing us not to plant food and that kind of stuff, encouraging us not to plant food, and we have been acquiescing and see what will happen. Like you said,
And only
we won't be able
an
to.
idiot will go along with not planting food.
Yeah.
And talk about secret. That secret you don't need because the secret is not but poor chemical to kill you. It's not like this secret is gonna benefit your health. What they're giving us to plant and the nonsense they manufacturing and giving us is like, you really don't need it. Our body don't need it. It's not but nonsense.
Yeah. Even the seeds that they give you are genetically.
But that's what I mean, Quinn.
Yeah.
We need to stop this nonsense acting like we will not survive. We gonna die if Pantoon don't come in with food. Let the Pantoon stop come. You see, didn't COVID teach us anything? We didn't learn from COVID. You know how much places learn from COVID? That what they never used to do because of COVID, they had to go back doing it, and they're doing it and they're learning to maintain themselves. Why can't we learn that? Why in the Caribbean we just can't learn that?
Because maybe we're not interested in learning, or we don't want to learn, or we just think it's only going to be for a while, and then because we are an adaptive race, we are human beings, we're just going to get over it, and then we're going to get back to business as usual.
We have another caller. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good morning to you guys. Good morning to the listeners.
All right, I'm going to let Burl go on. I'll free up the line for someone else.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Cleo, for your contribution as always.
Great discussions as usual, Quinn. Talking about secrets. I'm gonna put it out there this morning because this is starting a new week on these talk shows. And I was on with another show Saturday, and it appears there's some pictures floating around with the premier heading out to a yacht that's anchored off in the roadstead in Nevis. And there's a lot of chatter is being coming along with that. And at the time, I said to the listeners here, we should try to strengthen up our foreign ministry. And, as we go along, the U.S. policies are going to keep evolving. And they're going to be evolving rapidly, too. Seen it happening already. Our leaders in the region, we got to get up to speed with the geopolitics in the world. There's a meeting that's scheduled in St. Kitts with the CARICOM heads. I think it's this month, the 24th to the 27th. And persons on the ground who are dissatisfied with the CARICOM leaders and who may have complaints and all that type of stuff, it will be a chance for the local people in St. Kitts to get in front of those venues and put up some placards and ticket and voice their opinion and their views on them placards so that the heads of CARICOM leaders can see and hear from the citizens, not only of St. Kitts, but there's a lot of OECS citizens in the Federation as well. We need to really go out there and reveal our voices. I mean, put our thoughts and our ideas out there. Let them see that we agitate them for whatever dissatisfaction and disapproval of them as a unit body. We need the unity in the Caribbean.
Burl, hold a second there. There's another caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning. Yes,
yeah. Go ahead, Burl.
We need the unity. Quinn, you see all of this stuff that America is going on with. Cleo mentioned that they're now trying to get to talk with those the Sahel states. It really actually starts there. And Africa as a continent is changing. Those Sahel states, they formed a federation, the three of them. But they might actually get other countries to come on board later. We don't know what the future holds. But as the countries come on board with the Sahel states, America is going to try to crimp them down more and more. They're going to put sanctions and tariffs on any countries that's in cooperation with not only the Sahel states, but when the Greenland issue came up, he said any country, when they went to that Davos, any country that's not aligned with America trying to get Greenland, he's going to put tariffs on them.
But those Sahel
We have,
states, don't need. You see, Africa is in a different position. Those Sahel
yes,
states have minerals. They have this land. They have the soil. You see what they have done in terms of agriculture and so
Yep.
forth. So they don't need the U.S.
so they have, I would probably call it a bargaining chip. They have stuff that the U.S. needs. They can use that with any type of negotiation the United States might be coming forward to get to happen now. We in our small islands, we need that unity first off. We don't have that type of resources in the islands, but we know why they're after us. They're after us to create that CBI. They don't want us to be successful, and we have money coming in. But let me get back to
It's not
those
just
pictures that I mentioned.
it's not just the CBI. It's they don't
Yeah,
want us they don't want us to do trade with China either. Notice they've been saying to the EU, don't do trade with China, and the EU is doing trade with China. Canada is doing trade with China. I mean, I just don't, for the life of me, I don't understand our leaders. Stop bowing to the U.S. You're a sovereign place. You unite and decide. Look, we're going to trade with who we want. Stop. As long as you give the U.S. an inch, they're going to take a yard. Everybody else. I heard someone ask the Trump something about Canada and the EU joining and doing business with China. Here Trump says, "Oh, that will be a bad idea," and then he jumps on the Canadian leader because the Canadian leader was very, very bold and outright in his statement recently, right? But nobody's going to study with Trump.
Let me say something real quickly. Let me say something real quickly, Quinn, please. You see what's going on right now? We lost our visa-free status to Canada, right? Me personally, I believe this might be a time that we can approach Canada to get that back, or to try to at least. Because we see Canada go on and get that relationship with the partnership with China, with the EV cars and etc. Right? And they mentioned, the Canadian Prime Minister mentioned America is kind of like an unpredictable partner at this time. So they would be looking for relationship and partnerships anywhere else. So we in the think it's Nevis, our foreign ministry, they need to approach Canada at this time to talk about those relationships. You know what I mean? And the Prime Minister himself, he hasn't come over to Nevis in the capacity that he is as Prime Minister. And the Destiny Project at Nevis is going to affect Nevis very much. And I'm asking the Prime Minister to pay attention to what's going on Nevis, because, man, I don't know what to say about some of this stuff, man. But those pictures that I've seen over the weekend, that the Premier is going out on a tender to go out to a big yacht by himself with no one solo. That's even a breach of national security. We having a Premier who's a government official moving like that. Our national security ministry, then if that's correct, they need to take a look at that. What is the Premier going out on a yacht for by himself solo? This man is a statesman. This man is a public figure. This man is a member of the government structure in St. Nevis. He has no security guard. Suppose this man just slipped and went overboard. Can he swim? His life might have been in jeopardy, and he probably don't even know. We got to pay attention to what's going on, man. Straight up to the Premier, bro. I'm told him already, and I'm going to say it on here. Yeah, man, Mark, man, you got to be careful, bro. Thanks a lot, man, guys, man. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. Oh, I forgot to ask Burl how old he was when he left Nevis.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. McMahon.
Yes, Burl raised some interesting points there. One about the maybe it's time to approach Canada, and I think it should be collective.
Oh, I was thinking that.
Not individually.
I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking of asking you, if you don't think they should join together and go as a unified body, but you preempted me,
Right.
so go ahead. Yeah.
Collectively.
Yes.
Because I mean, if we can't allow ourselves to be
Coral.
compromised
Yeah.
because of just the busy actors.
Yeah.
You know, if they said something, and which could come, yes, but if they had said something like, we are going to restrict cruise ships or something like that, that is something we absolutely can't afford. But, I mean, for visa access, if you want to see a metropolitan country, Canada is a nice example, right? The UK is a nice example. I mean, there are other great cities apart from New York and Miami. You know, go to Toronto or something, right? And I would really like to know. It would be a good statistic to know what of our population actually have visas to go to the United States.
What percentage of our population?
Yes. How many of our citizens have a visa to go to the United States? Because, you know, do you think it's thousands? But it's definitely at least hundreds, but I'm not so sure if it's thousands.
I never thought of it, but I think it's going to be a lot.
It's probably a lot, but I don't know if it's a lot to the point. Let's say half of our adult population have visas. It would be a nice statistic for them to release, because the way we're acting, it's as if, boy, if we don't have that.
For how I
But
hear,
that's everybody's
for
dream,
how
though.
I hear,
Everybody wants it.
That is what I was going to say. For how I hear people talking, it's like they want to go to the U.S. They just want to go to
Even
the
if
U.S.
it's a visit, some people don't come back. They stay on the visa. That's
Most
why
of
we
them
end up
don't
in
really
trouble.
want. Most of them don't really want to go to
Well,
visit.
that would be another
They use
interesting
visit as an excuse, but
well, that's another interesting statistic.
hold a
as well.
second. Hold a second. There's another caller. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Brother Quinn. Good morning, Potencia. Good
Okay.
morning, Mr. McMahon.
Go ahead,
And to the
Mr.
listening audience.
Go ahead, Mr. McMahon.
Yeah. Yes. Another important indicator would be how many of our citizens are actually illegal in the scheme of things, right? They probably have those figures as well. Okay, and it's good. That would be really interesting to find out. As for protesting or making our feelings known when we have the heads of government conference here later this month, well, good luck with that. We can't even sum up the courage to have a protest against something like the SSC. I don't think we're going to go by the central bank or wherever they're going to be meeting, or Marriott or wherever, to protest. Okay, but it's a good idea. We do have a number of nationalities, Caribbean nationalities here, and it would have been good if somebody had organized some kind of thing, nice, decent, respectful protest with placards that they can see.
Yeah.
Because I really do get the impression that a lot of the Caribbean leaders living in some kind of a bubble, and they're too inward looking.
Yeah.
And that is why, as you said, it would have been interesting to be a fly on the wall with.
Hortensia said that.
It was Hortensia?
Yeah. Not
oh, okay, right, yeah.
I'm not going to try to steal.
Because
Yeah, she might send a copyright a lawyer adjustment to me, you know,
Oh, Lord.
infringing on her
Not
phrases
at
and
all,
stuff.
not at all, because I might get bopped while being on the wall, too.
Hold a second, Mr. McMahon. Let me let Mr. Welcome make his point now. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes,
Welcome.
good morning. Thank you for that opportunity. Mr. McMahon, so far I agree with your perspective. Burl, I agree with part of your perspective, but I have mine. And let me say where he was mentioning about this little ship that the premier was escorted out to this big yacht. I am very much troubled about that. And tomorrow, what's next? There are too much things already in the making are just now revealing and delayed. All these situation was planned, okay? And this situation with the premier, he's behaving like a mafia, a part of a mafia organization. Because yes, he sold out, continued to sell out, trying to accomplish his mission. For what reason? What is the gain? What is the accomplishment? What is the benefit for the people?
Caller.
Yes.
I would like when you're gonna make certain statements, don't be so
Blunt?
don't say he sell out. You should say things like ask a question, has he sold out, or it seems as if though he's sold out. I mean, come on, you're aspiring politician and you're not learning.
Well,
Go ahead.
thanks for that. I'm not going to disagree with what you said, but I am very much
You see,
bothered.
the reason I said that is this. Whenever we see things and we don't know the facts, we cannot state them as if though we know it is a fact. We don't know why he was going there. What? So when you're referring to that, say things like it seems like or is he? You know, ask a question or don't make it an emphatic statement.
Okay, I amend my commentary and inject your commentary. And I move forward. Thank
Yes,
you
go
very
ahead.
much. Time is of the essence. Now, like I said, I don't know what next. I hope then this meeting he was summoned to is something of the project cannot continue and what will be the damage control moving forward. Because it is obvious that this man would not stop. And for whatever reason, the whole federation should utilize also the opportunities and all those who are from the OECS territories show up to this meeting for CARICOM heads of states. This is a one-time event, and we don't know when it will come back again. But this is the time. If there had never been a protest, this should be the protest of protest to send the message to these people, because they are too internal and they are not transparent and they are not sharing with us. And us, because we are included with the diaspora. Okay? My heart is at St. Kitts and Nevis. So I am free and bold enough to make my commentary, my perspective. And no one will stop me. And that's how everyone should stand up, because this is our country at stake. And when that has been jeopardized, we have no future, because no other country is going to take us in because we sold ourselves out. But it is the representative who is doing this to us. Now, on the grounds of America,
Remember, there's another caller, and let me make this statement. Let me make this statement also. From now on, we're gonna try to wrap up at the top of the hour. You know.
Okay.
Okay. Go
well,
ahead.
I could stop there. You can let
Okay.
continue.
Back to Mr.
You have more
McMahon.
time. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yes, I was going to say that I hope the discussion down in Trinidad, the Prime Minister impressed upon the Trinidad Prime Minister, our Prime Minister impressed upon the Trinidad Prime Minister that CARICOM was founded in 1973 by the Treaty of Chaguaramas, right in Trinidad.
Yep.
And I'm sure she would not like to go down history as the one who started the dismantling
of
CARICOM. Right? At least that, I mean, I heard a clip from him. Basically, I guess this was to, calm the Trinidad's Prime Minister, saying that, well, we are all sovereign countries. I think, well, I mean, that's obvious, but at the same time...
But is that obvious, Mr.
Well,
McMahon?
Obvious in the sense that, in the CARICOM sense, not in the sense that we seem to be taking directives from the United States.
Oh.
Right? yeah. There's a caveat, yes. But I hope you would have concentrated on the fact that, I mean, it has been beneficial to, just like how we did here, I think he did here at the same time, pointing out all the organizations and so on, that, the regional integration movement established.
Yeah.
Okay, concentrate on that. And it's going to be very interesting to hear the communique from the heads of government here.
Because
I think they must be aware.
Something, Mr. McMahon. I think that somewhere along the line in the future, we should be allowed to hear some part of the discussion when these leaders have them. Yeah, they can have their behind closed doors, but just like the rest of the world, we see what happens and we hear what people say. Look, like for instance, the recent economic, forum. We want you to open up where the media sees some portion of how you interact, what you say on certain things regionally and around the world and so forth, so that we can read your body language. In let's say you're around a table and we can look at you and see how your body language represents how you feel in that forum.
That's a good point. Actually, in that meeting in Trinidad, it was interesting to see Prime Minister Joe with his usual smile, and Kamala with her, it almost seemed forced, but anyway, smiling.
Green.
But what was telling, to your point, is the officials at the back of them. I mean, all of them were serious, stone-faced.
That's what we want to see.
Right. So we know there's something else behind those smiles.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, you're right. You know what was interesting? Didn't the OECS have a forum for opposition leaders when they have these OECS meetings, to have the opposition leaders attend as well? Or
I'm not too sure. You might be more fair with that kind of information.
I think there was something like that. And I'm not surprised that you don't hear much of it because you know how hardball politics is played around here. Those in government don't want anything to do with the opposition.
Yeah.
Least of all corporations.
When you look at Miss Bessessa, you could see a kind of strain on her. You could see a kind of tightening. Even as she spoke, you could hear a bit of a hesitancy and so forth. But her rhetoric wasn't bad, though, right? Her rhetoric was trying to say, well, okay, we are supposed to be a unified body, and Trinidad is a part of that, and that kind of stuff she was saying. So that is why we need to see them and hear them, so that we can hear what you're saying and read between the lines because of your body language.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's really going to be this particular meeting. I think is going to be pivotal in the sense of at the time that it's coming.
Yeah.
Because they must know that all their populations don't like the kind of pandering that they're seeing. Okay, it's somewhat demeaning, right? This last thing with the demanding that
you
the
get rid of the
subsidy-
Cubans and so
Yes,
forth. Imagine that.
subsidy-
Imagine that. You know.
I mean,
And imagine.
do
imagine.
you know what happens to the students who are currently there?
I don't
Will
know.
they be allowed to finish and so on? I mean,
But Mr. McMahon, we shouldn't be entertaining this. I just
No,
can't
because
understand
you
it.
see again,
Because
even-
if you listen to the minister who was speaking, you could see like he was uncomfortable with it, right? And he's saying, you see, and he's looking around like for some kind of relief. You're not gonna get relief unless. Let me ask you this, Mr. McMahon.
He even pointed out 3 of his best doctors that were trained in Cuba.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Mr. McMahon. Should we have any expectations of what we should expect coming out of this heads of a government meeting?
I would hope so. Yes,
I
we
would
should
hope
have
so, too.
expectations. What the kind of expectation I would have is at least they have a united front.
Yeah.
To present a united front
at least, I agree.
in dealing with the United States. I mean, that's going to be hard.
Yeah.
I know because we know Jamaica's position and we know Trinidad's position. We know Guyana's position, and they are the ones who I think would be most amenable to
the U.S.
U.S. position. Okay, but at least recognize at least that the interest of the Caribbean is apparently diverging from the interest of the United States.
And let me ask you this too. Don't you feel that this during this forum and moving forward that we should be uniting the entire region, including the Latin American countries?
Yes, there should be some cooperation with the Latin American countries as well.
Yeah.
But charity begins at home.
Yeah, I agree.
It's what you said there about what Bishop was saying, that keep you paid with Bishop. There is that language barrier, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Latin American countries.
Yeah.
So let's try to make a start with the English-speaking Caribbean countries first.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, our interests are so similar, right?
Yeah.
That I don't see why it should be that difficult. It's because we're too into competing with each other. That's the problem.
That's it.
Right? That I think is the problem.
Yeah.
Right? If you can subdue the competition a little bit and look at our common interests,
that's it.
I think we'll make a lot more progress. So let's see what comes out from the communique. Let's see if it's going to be one essentially pandering to the United States and just bending over backwards and say, okay, whatever you wish, or it's one that says reminds our people, because you see, it's two people. That communique should speak to two different people, the United States as well as our populations here.
Yeah.
Right. They'll get more support and understanding and empathy from our people if they're upfront with us, tell us what the challenges are, right, and be upfront with us.
Yeah.
Right. And similarly, if the United States see that at least we have a common position, that, well, they may still, in the end, pressure us.
But you see, Mr. McMahon, there's a psychological aspect to it too, and this is what our leaders aren't seeing. In negotiation, right, you're looking at the whole world. Right now, the rest of the world, if you listen to what the rest of the world, what they're saying to the United States, they're kind of saying to the United States, look, we're not going to allow you to push our backs against a wall, okay? That's the more developed countries. Now, if we, as a small region, start to unite, remember the rest of the world is now looking at the U.S. in a negative light. If we unite, the U.S. has got to think in terms of, yes, I have the superpower and this and that, But remember, those other countries are thinking about diversifying and cutting back on the amount of business they're doing with the U.S. If the U.S. use a heavy arm on us, it sends a bigger message to because you see that move that he made in Venezuela. That is why the rest of the world is now looking at the U.S. the way it's looking at it, the U.S. As
Well,
simple as
there and Greenland, there and Greenland.
That's it.
Greenland woke up Europe.
Yeah, yeah. Go
and,
ahead.
And,
Go ahead.
And what you said about China, though, they might say don't trade with China next. You realize that a lot of things that we get from China goes to the United States first?
But someone made the point, and I'm going to go to Greg. Someone made the point earlier about our even monies and so forth, how things had to go. If you want to travel, you have to go to the external, to all this.
Yeah.
All of it was set up, and these are the
Could
things.
you imagine that?
Yeah.
But look, that is something that can easily be changed, at least for in the region.
Yeah.
If for instance, you sign a check here, or a draft here or something, you can get it cleared in a day.
Okay.
But that is what they should be doing.
Hold on, Mr. McMahon. I think Greg is trying to say something.
Greg is trying to
Go
say
ahead, Greg.
something because we only got about 3 more minutes before we're out of here. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Quint, I'm going to be on a different thing than what is going on, being talked right now, but I'm going to be trying to be quick as possible. Number one, I would like to react to something you said earlier concerning Christianity being thrust on the slaves. I would like to say I think that has been overplayed too much in talks. I think from what I understand is that the slave owners prevented missionaries from preaching Christianity to the slave because they hated that. And even after that, when they start to allow it, they try to skew the message. But the slaves who learned about Christianity and learned to read the Bible, and so they came to the conclusion, and they taught the other slaves that the Jesus of the slave masters is a different Jesus to the Bible. And they held secret church meetings where they preached the Bible and inspired people to rise up against slavery, the abolitionists and the sort of stuff, because they saw that the Jesus of the slave masters was not the Jesus of the Bible, and they rejected what the slave masters said, and those who tried to work with the slave masters because they read the Bible.
I always tell people, don't just look at how Christianity came to us in the Caribbean. Look at how Christianity went all over, how it went into Africa. Recently, when I played those clips with Britain imposing on the Chinese that they must buy into buying their opium, you heard Christians in there. So yes, there are some Christians who did some good, but the majority of the Christians, especially the forerunners who went in the beginning, who they sent in the beginning, came with the blessings of kings, queens, whoever, and they had ulterior motives. There were spies in the most part.
And sadly, a lot of what you said is true. Not 100%, but a lot of what you said is true. And sadly, a lot of nonsense went in the name of Christianity too, which was contrary to the Bible. But another issue is this. Until we learn to put up men who meet the biblical qualifications for politics and for leadership and so, we will always be suffering to our own destruction and ruin. And lastly, let me say this very quickly. To people who are calling in from the United States, like clear on that sort of stuff, and saying what they're saying, I would like to know, because I think this will be of greater help to us. I would like to know, what are they doing in the United States? Are they getting in contact with a political representative to discuss these things with them? Are they calling into talk shows? Are they making comments on the internet? Are they making even one-man protests and so against strategic...
But isn't she making comments? I mean, remember
we live... calling down here on the radio.
Look, remember we are in a democracy. And you see, this is the thing. This is the divide and conquer thing, you know? This is where you come in and you prove my point, where you come in to pacify Christianity, even though I will agree that not all, but the majority of them were on a negative thing, you come to pacify and then you say what you usually say until we get Christian men. But Christian men have done the same thing over and over and over. So finish your point, and then Mr. McMahon, you finish because we are 1 minute over time. So be brief, quick.
I disagree. But what I'm saying, because even me have made comments on the internet to U.S. programs and that sort of stuff, I did it by the Holy Spirit of God and grace of God. I would like to know, because calling in here carry very little rate in America. Calling in
Remember, Greg, I said to finish your point.
Yes. And that is what I'm doing. And so calling in to over there and making the comments is what carry more weight than calling in here.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Clint.
Yes. Mr. McMahon, finish your point also.
Yes. Basically, I like I said, I'm looking forward to the communique from the meeting for the two audiences.
Yes.
The States and our audience here in the Caribbean. For some kind of leadership from the collective leadership from from CARICOM, rather than this disparate everybody doing their own thing kind of thing. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
All right then.
And so that's
All right,
it.
thank you for your contribution as usual. The student that made the comment, is an Antiguan student, Cuba, concerned about the social and economic unrest that's rising. So it's Antigua.
Okay.
All right, and have a great Monday. Thank you for tuning in. I won't be here tomorrow and Wednesday. See you on Thursday again.
Okay.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC